Hello, hello. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Microphone. Hello. Whoop. There we go. All right, just very sort of brief ramble. I just got back and well, I got back the other day on my book buying spree. I've also had this delivered finally for the next module. I'm going to be covering I don't know when I get a religion one. It's probably going to be when did they say? I don't think it's been posted as of yet, so it's going to be a while before they get that one. But this one's kind of interesting. It's mostly Plato's Crito is in here a lot. There's a little bit about religious philosophy at the start, and then it's finishing on philosophy of mind. So, yeah, all interesting subjects. Anyway, I just want to sort of just go through the books I bought a little bit. Some of them still sealed. Might as well start with this one. Still sealed, as you can see. Um, just seemed like a bit more of a light reading kind of thing to get into. And your philosophy of the home. At the back it says, yeah, a bed, a kitchen, a bathroom, one of these are these what make a home. The places we inhabit, argues philosopher Emmanuel, however you say that name. Kochia? Was it Chokia? I forgot how does it work with anyway, yeah, something like that. Are far more important than that. We build homes simply to protect ourselves. Not simply to protect ourselves, but satisfy our aesthetic tastes, but in order to attain happiness. Again, this kind of ties into something I was mentioning before about with Mircea Eliade and anthropology, human evolution, and how we've confined a space and sort of acted like God in within that realm, a limited realm. So yeah, that's kind of why I got into that idea, and it's yeah, just got me interested. It kind of crosses over into other aspects of what I'm studying too, with religion and spaces. Also, yeah, the last day I had a bit of money left over to buy some more, and I'm glad I picked this one. Marcus. I've never read any Marcus before, and from my kind of very brief glancing at him, he seems to be someone who's very commonly misconstrued by people on the extreme ends of the political spectrum. And ironically, apparently, he's meant to be one who's against either. So this is going to be kind of interesting. Yeah, one-dimensional man. Yeah, one of the most important texts in modern times. Blah 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 blah. Yes, fast becoming agile Bible for the emergent new left. Yeah, although I think it just said later on. Yeah, so from what I gather is he's more bothered about um in this, he's more bothered about how it affects either ends of the political spectrum. But anyway, I don't know. We'll see. But that's going to be interesting. There's some connection in here to Schiller as well and aesthetics, and I imagine in this one as well. So that's going to be a nice little combo. I also got something else. Um, Hegel introductory lectures on aesthetics. I've read a little bit of this, had a bit of a glimpse through it, but he's quite dense to read. So yeah, I'm not exactly sure when I'm gonna have time to get through this. But yeah, that's another good one. There's another one here. And again, I didn't go out looking for these specifically, but yeah, mythologies by Ronald Barthes or Barthes. Yeah, in this magnificent and often surprising collection of essays explores myths of mass culture. Again, you can see a relation here to religion and such, and secular ideas about religion. Yeah, he elegantly deciphers the symbols and signs embedded deep in familiar aspects of modern life, unmasking hidden ideologies, meanings, blah 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 blah. Yeah, I think this is the guy who went on about football being, like a new religion in a way, like football fan following, that kind of thing, or some kind of offshoot of it. But again, these all tied together, as you can see. And another one here. Again, this is never heard of. How do you say that? Yeah, Francois Julien. This strange idea of the beautiful, and this grabbed my attention again more for sort of the global aspects of aesthetics and beauty. Because yeah, blah blah blah. So, what does it mean for somebody who's beautiful? Francois Julien argues that the Western concepts of beauty, established by the Greeks and embedded within the structure of European languages, have spread to cultures whose most ancient traditions are based on radically different aesthetic foundations. Looking specifically at how Chinese texts have been translated into Western languages, Julian reveals how blah 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 blah. Yeah, so it's kind of differences between ideas of beauty and aesthetics cross-culturally. So that's going to be a nice one to get into. And as I'm mentioning that, I happened upon this. I think I was very, very fortunate and lucky. Philosophies of Religion, a global and critical introduction. Again, so this, considering the two modules I'm doing, one's philosophy, and it starts off with philosophy of religion at the start, and the other module I'm doing is religion. So, yes, based on religion spaces and rituals and different global phenomena of that. So, yeah, it ties in very nicely to this and this. So, talking about how religion, I already knew this before, like religion in the East, it's not really, doesn't have a real meaning, it doesn't translate properly, and it's going to be the same for this aesthetics. And it's a large part of one of my ideas is that religion is based around this yeah, I tried to describe it before with shamanism. It's more, there's something within the neurology of it all as well. But anyway, yeah, this is cross-cultural reference. This is an undergraduate sort of introductory kind of book, but it's approaching things in a different way, which is yeah, just give you, I just read like the introduction only up to now, and it's interesting how they're approaching this. He's done this with a collaboration with many other people to bring this together, and this was only printed, I think, last year. Yeah, I think it's 2023, I believe. Let me just check. I think it was 2023. Yeah, first published Great Britain 2023. Yeah. So yeah, very recent textbook. I'm not sure how popular this has been, but it's very, very brief summary at the start. Just he's going over how he's decided to come about this book. So rather than approaching it on a religion by religion basis, he's, because of what I just said before, like how you define religions within different cultures is, it doesn't really fit in properly. Like some don't have deities and such. So we started off with breaking down into different categories, like chapter 4, where it starts, yeah, who am I? Chapter 5, yeah, where do I come from? Next chapter, where am I going to? How do I get there? What are obstacles that are in my way? What is the cosmos? Where does the cosmos come from? Where is the cosmos going to? How does the cosmos get there? What obstacles are in the way of the cosmos? So it's a very sort of universal way of approaching any kind of sort of spiritual religiosity kind of following or tradition. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. I doubt I'm going to get to read all it. Actually, it's only 300 and something pages. It's just quite large print. But yeah, the cosmology side of things. It's also giving you gives you a brief, learning objectives at the start of each chapter, which is nice as well. But anyway, yeah, so that's going to tie in nice. And yeah, while I'm talking about religion thing, I did buy this with dumb just because it's only fairly cheap. But yeah, I don't have a copy of it, but I thought I'd rather have a hard copy than just looking online all the time. But yeah, why the hell not get it? And this one, which this is a bit more of a light reading, more for personal interest compared to the others, which are partially to studying as well. Yeah, Mystery Cults in the Ancient World. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. I think this is a bit more of a kind of pop sciencey kind of book, the way it's written. But yeah, should be more of a light, easier read, this one. Yeah, mystery cults. Yeah, just sort of debunking some things. It says it, yeah, Mary Baden about, yeah, Bowden debunks an impressive number of myths about ancient mystery religions. Yeah, closely guarded secrets, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, so it's just, again, this will tie into my course as well, talking about different ceremonies and rituals and things, but it just, as a just light reading resource, I think I'll look at that as well. Yeah, talking about Mithras and such. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. What does a... Yeah, here you can see the contents. The elucid... I don't know if it says it. Is it the lucid... How do you say that? Eleusinian mysteries. Yeah, Dionysus, private initiation, which is something which we'll probably get into regarding shamanism. And what else? There's just two more. The crisis of narration. Because, yeah, that interests me. So, and this guy, although I say now, I'm not massively keen on what he said in the other book, which I've nearly finished, Burnt Out Society. It's intriguing. There's some intriguing ideas and questions in there. A lot of it's not really backed up, but this seems up my street. The reason I read that, or started to read that before I went away, was because this got my attention, but I don't really know that much about him, so I wanted to read up a bit more. Yeah, anyway, the blurb here was it: narratives produce the ties that bind us. They create community, eliminate contingency, and anchor us in being. And yet our contemporary information society, where everything has become arbitrary and random, storytelling becomes story selling, and narratives lose their binding force. That's where he's coming at from here. But yeah, I'm probably not going to agree with it, but he does throw up some nice questions and different ideas, so we shall see about that one. And there's one more here. Again, another random thing I just happened to find. But I didn't buy this straight away. I went back to get it. Shelley Kagan, Answering Moral Skepticism. As I may or may not have mentioned, I'm more inclined towards moral skepticism, I would say. Well, I am morally skeptical. So, yeah, this is answering me. And I didn't know who this guy was, and the book was bloody expensive, so it's, yeah, not... I guess it's not something that's mass-produced at all. And it's very, very dense material in here. But then I looked up the guy. I looked at the guy to see who he was, and I recognized him straight away. He's the guy, I remember watching a lecture on YouTube. He does philosophy of mind, and he starts off by saying, oh, yeah, we're going to do philosophy of mind, but we're going to know all the science and all the neuroscience. And I just thought straight away, what an idiot. But yeah, he was a student of Nagel, apparently, Thomas Nagel. But I looked him up a bit more, and yeah. So I imagine this is going to be a good one, because this is someone who I'm going to have a bit of a gripe about, and I do prefer to sort of read something in a combative way and sort of deny it and make them fight their point. But this is going to be, and again, this is going to tie into, because I've got a feeling, an inkling, this guy's a bit religious. I get that kind of impression, but I might be wrong. So we should see where this one goes in terms of helping me out in studying the religious part of my course as well. And I jumped straight in and looked for like emotivism, but he's got a whole section dedicated to, what's it called in here? Yes, it's going to be a very dense read, but should cram. Yeah, non-cognitivism. So he's like classing it under that. But yeah, the main sort of section he's got in here. What would morality need to be? Basic positions in meta-ethics. Nihilism, non-cognitivism, disagreement, relativism, knowledge, evolution, explanation, motivation, reasons, reductionism, simple realism, and moral realism. So, yeah, a hell of a lot of ethics covered in here. And, yeah, this is going to be, yeah, the print's kind of small. It's a fairly big book as well. About 400 pages. So, yeah, it's going to be not something I'm probably going to slog through from beginning to end at all, but looking good. Anyway, other than that, I don't know what more there is to say. Yeah, there's a lot of other stuff I'm going to be reading as well. And yeah, as I think I mentioned last time, I'm just sort of going to be reading bits and then coming on here. I'm not going to really... I was thinking about doing a review of the course. I might... it's not priority, really. I might sort of mention it briefly here and there. And I probably will post something, because it really did annoy me when I went online. And I was looking for someone. There's someone who's covered like the first module in like the humanities on Open University, but I will cover this, and I will go over all these ones as well, but only very sort of briefly, just for anyone who's interested in taking the course. They probably are going to change it every now and again, but I give someone a decent summary of what's involved, which would probably be helpful. I would have loved to have known what was in this prior to getting it. And just sort of, I'll probably mention the reference list of books and like, yeah, this kind of thing. I'll probably just sort of cover these and just sort of briefly say what they're about, just so someone can be more prepared if they're wishing to come in and do this course. Anything else? Yeah, I'm still been bashing my way back through Schiller again, and just today, just briefly. Yeah, I can go into that a bit more another time, actually. But yeah, I need to get my essay done soon, so yeah. Maybe talk about that once, yeah, because I'm not gonna have time to sort of go over this in a fine-tooth comb, so I'm sort of skipping through a lot. But once I've gone through it again properly, then I might come back and give a little bit of an overhaul of this. And Marcuse seems to have been influenced by this guy as well, ironically. I just literally found that out now. And Habermas as well, so... Anyway, yeah, that'll do. See you next time. Bye-bye-bye.